Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Mine is, and holy crap. I have no idea what's going on, guys. Apparently, Fissure, the best main tank in the entire world, and if you don't consider him the best, you have to consider him the second best, no longer wants to play for the LA Gladiators. What is going on? I thought the LA Gladiators and Fissure were like some romance Cinderella love story where he just like turned them into one of the best teams in the Overwatch League, but all of a sudden he wants to leave or they don't want to play with him. Slasher's tweeting out crazy things, and you know when Slasher goes on Twitter, shit is absolutely nuts, and excuse my language, boys, but seriously, this is crazy. Like, honestly, my initial thoughts were just complete shock. Like, I couldn't believe it. It's just insane. And also, like, what do I talk about? Do I talk about this for the whole video? Do I cover the games instead? Like, Remix came in, he played absolutely insane. He hasn't played since pretty much stage 1, and he looked awful. What a turn of events for him. The Boston Uprising, they fell 1-3 to the Philadelphia Fusion, lost on Volskaya for the first time this whole season. Jonak won the MVP, just so many damn things, but honestly, I have to focus on this. I'm going to cover the Fissure story from top to bottom in this video today. So before we get into all this crazy stuff, guys, be sure, drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel for more daily Overwatch League content, and now let's go ahead and do it. So, yesterday, Fissure was not playing for the LA Gladiators. They didn't need him. They got a 3-0. Remix, he looked absolutely amazing. Shout out to him, my ex-teammate. I'm super proud of him. But I'm not here right now in this second to praise Remix. We'll do that tomorrow, later tonight, whatever it is. We're talking about Fissure and what the hell just happened. And I'm surprised if any of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but here's the clarification. So Slasher, yes, Leak Boy, who we haven't heard from in a very, very long time, said this on Twitter before the LA Gladiators and London Spitfire matchup. LA Gladiators Fissure is not playing tonight. Source: Fissure was unhappy with players on the team not trying hard enough in scrims as preparation for the playoffs and stopped communicating in the scrims. Gladiators chose to play Remix instead. What? So when I first read this, I was like, holy crap, what is going on? Like, of course there was doubts in my mind, but then I realized again, this is Slasher. And for those of you guys, again, if you don't know who Slasher is, he has been one of the most reliable leakers and just sources in all of Overwatch League. Whenever there was a trade, player getting signed, players getting cut, whatever it was, just leaks in the Overwatch League, it came from Slasher. And he was literally right every single time. And throughout the whole entire trade window, everybody wanted to doubt what he was saying because most of the time it was really crazy. But then it would always be proved true. So in my mind, there is absolutely no reason to doubt Slasher here. Yes, I know it's absolutely crazy because 2 months ago, 1 month ago, Fissure was being praised for how well he fit in with his team and how he took them from, a tier 3 to tier 1 team, and it's just a love story, right? Like, Bishu helped them so much to learn English, and then once he got it down, the communication was amazing. The team, they started winning so many games, and it's just Cinderella time, right, guys? That's what we all believed, and that's exactly why this is so freaking crazy. Then another tweet came out from Slasher after the match. While Fissure wants out of LA, the Gladiators crushed the Spitfire that traded him, without him playing, sending a strong message to the league and back to Fissure. Fissure responded down below, and he put the thinking emoji. So Fissure responded with a thinking emoji, okay, what are you thinking, Fissure? Please tell us, what is going on, man? Do you want to be traded? Do you hate your team? Why aren't you playing? Answer the questions, please. And of course, later that night, he finally did turn his stream on, thank God, and he pretty much told everybody a bunch of stuff about the whole situation, and he made it more nonchalant, saying, oh, Slasher's lying, don't believe what he says, it's not like that, it's like this, maybe it's a little bad, but not that bad, kind of a little backpedaling, trying to get steam off of himself and just saying Slasher is a complete idiot and it's not true, it's BS, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, most of it was in Korean, but thank you to Robin311. He's always a trusty translator. Go follow him on Twitter. He translated most of the important stuff, and this is what Fissure said. Starting off first, he said, I didn't know my absence would impact the community this much. Pretty much saying that he didn't expect everything to blow up this crazy just because he didn't play. Well, Fissure, you were considered the best main tank in the entire world. And if not the best, a very, very close second. And then you also have to tie in the factor, which I've mentioned already in this video, that LA Gladiators, they seem like this family. They love each other. It was such a success story how he came over from the London Spitfire. They kicked him to the dirt. Then he dominated the London Spitfire and took the LA Gladiators to a crazy level. It was just absolutely amazing. And as fans, we see that, we're drawn to it, and we become emotionally attached to the players, the team, and it's just what we believe in. And then when leaks come out that the players don't like each other, it's just devastating to us as fans, especially when it's coming from Fissure, the guy who came to the team and brought them all together. He was like the centerpiece of this all, the glue. And when the glue's gone, it's all over, right? So that's what the fans are thinking. That's how the community perceives this. It's like heartbreaking to them not seeing Fissure in. And then the second thing he said, which was about Slasher's statement, it was, "What bullshit is this? It's just that the team scrim results were better with iRemix in this meta." So he's coming out and saying instantly, this is not true. I think everything Slasher is saying is BS. He's painting me as a bad guy. I do not want to leave the team. I want to play with them. Just literally straight up denied everything. And then he started to talk about why he wasn't playing and the reason why iRemix is better for the team. Right now, a team-orientated main tank is better in the team. He fits better in scrims in this meta. He then moved on and said, "The team told me that if I don't try this way harder, I wouldn't be able to participate in playoffs." And then I responded and said, "I won't have any complaints. I sent the team person all the scrim recordings. If I wasn't trying hard, I wouldn't have asked that." Not really sure what this means. I think he asked for team VODs to review or something. But yeah, I don't know. Moving on to the next thing. Slasher said that I want to move to a different team. It's more like I preferred unifying the language in Overwatch League teams. Either I want the team to be full Korean or full English. Okay, well, I don't understand how earlier he says Slasher's statement is bullshit, but then here he kind of leans toward him saying, oh, well, some of it's true. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. The team asked me if I would like it if all the other players were changed to Korean in LA Gladiators. I responded it would be better for the organization to just replace me with an English-using player, rather than switching all the other players to Korean. This was the truth, but somehow the rumor went out of hand. In other words, the team supported my opinion the most, but I thought that the LA Gladiators as a whole, this wasn't going to be beneficial. Even if we change all the players to Korean, it would be hard to change the coaching staff. I didn't just downright say that I want to get out of this team. I just stated my slight preference in Overwatch League. Nothing was firm or decided. Now this just leans even more towards Slasher being right here and not making up lies. Now sure, maybe what Fissure is saying is true here. I'm not saying he's a liar, but obviously like the intentions of these things are going to get twisted through different people. Maybe Fissure said this and everybody on the LA Gladiators, the management, the coaches, the players interpreted it as, oh wow, Fissure wants to play with all Korean players. He doesn't want to play with Surefour. He doesn't want to play with Big Goose. He doesn't want to play with Shaz. Those are all-stars on our team. Hydration, one of the best projectile players in all of the league. He doesn't want to play with them. He prefers to play with Koreans. So either we can replace our whole team and get Koreans, or as he said, replace him. You know, kind of sounds like he's asking to be traded. So at the end of the day, I think reading these, Slasher isn't wrong and Fissure isn't wrong. It's honestly just different perspectives and how people look at this. One person could say, oh, obviously Fissure doesn't want to leave the team. He's just saying his opinion about rather, having all Koreans instead of English, but he's super happy with where he is. And then somebody else could say, oh, well, Fissure clearly is saying here he prefers Korean players. Obviously, he said to his team he wouldn't mind being replaced. Whenever a player says that, then obviously they want to be replaced. So this is just absolutely crazy. Let's move on to the other things he said after this. I didn't want to say anything publicly because of this concern, rumors becoming exaggerated. Well, also, like I said before, when you're a player of the level of Fissure and you're announced to not be playing in the league playoffs, it's pretty big, especially when you are like that glue to your team, as I mentioned earlier. People are going to go absolutely nuts. And then he said, but Slasher's tweet was so BS that I had to turn the stream on. Again, it's really not all that BS in my opinion. I don't know how you guys are going to look at this. Maybe a lot of you will be like, oh, Michael, you're an idiot. How can you think this? You got to be on Fissure's side here. I'm just looking at it from perspectives. Like, Slasher's tweet makes sense. And Fissure's perspective also makes sense. Now, Fissure even admitted in his statement he didn't even want to go on stream because he was scared to admit that Remix was better for the team. But obviously he had to because the situation is blown out of proportion. He's pretty much saying there that he is willing to do things in the best interest of himself. So just being honest with you guys, like, it's very possible he would be willing to, you know, fabricate some things here just to make it seem a little bit better and not as bad as it really is, just to save face. Because honestly, like, if the things Slasher said are true, then Fissure kind of looks like a jerk, you know, a little stuck up. As for Slasher, I honestly don't see any reason why he would want to bend the truth. The biggest player in the Overwatch League is already being subbed out. That's big enough of a story for him. There's no reason for him to lie. Moving on to the next thing, I didn't want to stream at first because it would prove that I was lacking knowledge in the current meta compared to Remix. Ha ha. And there's exactly where he admits, you know, he's kind of willing to do things in the best interest of him, but he just had to respond. But at the end of the day, you know, he had to clear the air. Obviously, Remix is playing great right now, and that's actually amazing for Remix. The guy in Stage 1 was a terrible maintain. No offense to him, great friend of mine, great player, I love him as a person. He played awful in Stage 1. For him to come out and perform like that in the playoffs, with all that pressure, that's insane. I take my hat off to him. Congratulations, he really must have been working damn hard the entire season when he was on the bench. Then Fissure also said Remix will likely participate in all of the playoff matches and that he is a really good player and he hopes LA Gladiators have good results. And that's it, guys. That's everything Fissure had to say. I pretty much explained all of my thoughts while reading everything. That's pretty much the end of this video. I'm probably going to do a double upload today because I do got to cover the games. This is just way more important though. Like, this is a major team in the Overwatch League, one of the best, not starting one of the best players in the entire world, and definitely the best in his role. The whole entire community flipped out, so I want to get this out to you guys. Of course, I will talk about the games, do not worry. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you think either Slasher or Fissure are in the right, or do you agree with me where kind of both of them have like a perspective that makes sense? Anyways, that's going to be it, guys. Do not forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel for more daily Overwatch League videos. I'm out of here. Peace.